Okay, so we are going to continue with the topic of coordinate geometry. The things we did in the last class, I want to do some past paper questions on that, and then we will move on to the new thing for today's class. So here is one of the past papers, and look, the things that we did, exactly the same thing. So a line L passes through the 2 points. The 2 points are given to you. They're asking you to find the equation of the line. So we know the equation of the line is y is equals to mx plus c. So you need to find the value of m. So m will be x1, x2 minus x1 and y2 minus y1. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1 would be 9 minus 3 upon 6 minus 0, which would get you 12 upon 6, which will be 2. So now you have the gradient. So you can replace the value of m. So y is equals to 2x plus c. And now to find the value of c, you can use any one of the points. So I'm using this one. So y is minus 3 and x is 0. So you're getting your value of c as minus 3. So this means that your complete equation is 2x minus 3. And they are giving you 3 marks for this thing. 3 marks. So you can see how straightforward the questions are. Exactly the same thing that we did. And then for the second part, find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the line L. So now there is another line which is perpendicular to the line L and passes through the point to 0, 2. So line L gradient, we already know it is 2. And there's another line for which I'm calling it the second line 2, M2. This would be, because it is perpendicular, so this would be negative reciprocal. The thing we did in the last class, negative reciprocal. Gradient would be negative reciprocal. So 2 would become minus 1 upon 2. And so this will become y is equals to minus 1 upon 2x, because your m for the second line is minus 1 upon 2 plus c. And for c, you have the point, they have given you the point. So y is 2 and x is 0. So your c will come out as 2. So this means that your equation of line has become minus half x plus 2. This is it. So easy, 5 marks total. Okay, you can see it's in front of you. Easy, very easy, I think. If there are any questions, anyone, ask.
सर
जी,
वो -2 क्यों है, पॉजिटिव क्यों नहीं है?
it would be which one? The negative 1 upon 2.
जी सर, नहीं सर,
Neg
-2 जो आंसर में -2 है.
sorry, my bad. Plus 2. Silly mistake. Good. Okay, this is it. Now let's see if we have something interesting from P2. This is from P4, sorry. In P4, the questions are, you can say, they're longer. Oh, this looks like a good one. Let's do this complete question, and then we'll move on to the new thing. And this would include everything that we have done today. Oh, in the last class. This is of March 23, so a very recent past, 2023. Only, I think, 2 years ago. So they have given you, look, the point A. A is 0, 4. Let me label it down. And B is the point 8, 0. And they're telling you line L1 is parallel to the x-axis. It is horizontal, you can see. It is parallel to the x-axis. And L2 is the line passing through A and B. We can see it as well. Write down the equation of L1. So for L1, it is a horizontal line, and I told you what happens for the horizontal line. The equation is simply y is equals to 4, the y-intercept. Simple, because you can see at any point on this line, the coordinate of y will always be 4. At any point on this line, the y coordinate would always be 4. So y-intercept, you can also see that the y-intercept is 4. And the gradient is 0 because it is a horizontal line. So gradient is 0. Horizontal line is a gradient 0. and y-intercept you can see it is 4. So 0x plus 4. So this becomes 4. Simple. Then for line 2, they're asking you to get the this equation of line 2. So we would need the gradient. And for the gradient, you would need x1, y1, x2, y2. You can choose any of them. So your gradient for the line 2 will come out as y2 minus y1. So 4 minus 0 upon x2 minus x1, 0 minus 8, which will be 4 upon minus 8, which will be minus 1 upon 2 after simplification. So your equation would become y is equals to minus 1 upon 2x, y is equals to mx plus c. So your m is, this m value is negative 1 upon 2. And you can see that the gradient, the y-intercept for the other line, it is also 4. You can see 4. So your c value is 4. So your equation becomes y is equals to negative 1 upon 1 upon 2x plus 4. This is it.
सर
Simple. Yes.
लाइन 1 का ग्रेडियंट कैसे मिला?
It is a horizontal line. I told you a horizontal line is a gradient 0.
ओके सर.
Because horizontal. Let me write down. Because it is horizontal. Now they have given you another point C. 2, 3. The line line 3 passes through C and is perpendicular to L1. So we know the gradient of L2. The gradient of L2 was negative 1 upon 2. We found it in the previous part. Gradient of L2 was negative 1 upon 2. And then they are telling us that there is line 3 which is perpendicular to L2. And I told you, what's the rule? That when it is perpendicular, the gradients are negative reciprocal. So do the negative reciprocal. So negative becomes positive, and the reciprocal.
Positive 2.
Yes, positive 2. So now we have the gradient of line 2. Line 3. Gradient of line 3. And we have the point through which the line 3 is passing. So you would use y is equals to 2x plus c. So y is 3, x is 2 plus c. So 3 is equals to 4 plus c. And c is equals to 3 minus 4, which will be minus 1. So your equation becomes y is equals to mx plus c, where your m is 2 and your c is minus 1. The exact same thing that they are asking us to show. Look, they're asking us to show that the equation of line 3 is y is equals to 2x minus 1. So easy 3 marks. Exactly the same thing that we did. I gave you the homework in the last class. They have just changed the values for the gradient, the point through which the line is passing through. Okay. Then we do. They're telling us that the line 3. So line 3, we know the equation of line 3 is 2x minus 1. It is crossing the x-axis. Crossing the x-axis means the x-intercept. And at the x-intercept, we know that the value of y is 0. So it is crossing the x-axis at point D. So we know the point D, the value of y would be 0. We want to find the value of x at that point. So your y is 0, 2x minus 1. So 1 is equals to 2x, and so your value is coming out as 1 upon 2. So this means the point D is half comma 0. You can see it is L3. Read the question again. L3, the line 3, which is this line, it is crossing the x-axis at D. So wherever it is crossing the x-axis, which means that your y would be 0. When a line or any curve crosses the x-axis, the y is 0. So you put in the value of y as 0. And then you found the value of x. And you got that when your y is 0, your x is coming out as half. So now you have the point D. And then they're asking you to find the length of CD. So you have the C, you have the D. And you know the distance formula for C for between any 2 points. You have done this, which is the square root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So you can call any one of them, x1, y1, x2, y2. And then just input in the things over here. So x2 is half minus x1 is 2 whole square plus y2 is 0 minus y1 is 3 whole square. And then this is P4. Your calculator is allowed. So use your calculator. You have used your brain. Now use your calculator. The square root half minus 2 whole square plus 0 minus 3 whole square, which is coming out as 3.354, which would be 3.35, correct to 3 significant figures. This is your answer. So 5 marks. I don't know why. Easy. I think it wasn't very difficult. What do you say? Any questions? Anyone? Explain. Should I explain it again?
Yes.
Line 3, for which the equation we found it is
Part
this.
B.
Part B. This part. And this they're asking you to find the gradient, the equation of L2. So you have the 2 points of L2. L2 is passing through 0,4 and 8,0. So you found the gradient of L2 with these 2 points, this point and this point. You found the gradient comes out as minus 1 upon 2. So you put in the value of the gradient is minus 1 upon 2. And you can see the y-intercept. Y-intercept is the point where your graph or the curve is crossing the y-axis. It is crossing it at 4. So no need to focus for the calculation. You can see it over here. It is crossing the y-axis at 4. C is where the graph or the curve crosses the y-axis. And you can see it is crossing at 4. So no need for the calculation. So you replace the value of C as 4 and the gradient you found is negative half. And then you replace them both. You got the answer. Okay?
Okay, fine.
Understood, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, all other questions would be very, 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 very 90% of the questions would be similar to the things that we have done of the past, but in today's class. So we will do more past papers in the next class as well. But right now, I want to finish this topic, which includes finding the equation of perpendicular bisector between 2 points. So there are simple steps that you need to follow. You will get the answer. Here it is. Look. No, wait. I won't take this one. Yes, this one is good enough. So look, 5 marks. And I think these are the easiest 5 marks. We just have a simple procedure to follow. Understand the situation, what they're asking you, and then you get the answer. This is the question that we would do later on. I'm keeping it over here. But right now, understand what are they asking you. So they will give you 2 points. So let's suppose you have this A point and you have this B point. These are given. The only thing that they would give you are these 2 points. So whatever is in the red part, this is the given. They have given you these 2 red A and B coordinates, and you have to find the perpendicular bisector. You know, perpendicular bisector is definitely a line which is bisecting it. Bisecting means it is dividing the distance between these 2 points equally. So it would be exactly in the middle, passing through the middle. And perpendicularly. Perpendicular means that it would be crossing like this at 90 degrees from the middle. This is your perpendicular bisector of AB. So now you know what you are trying to find. They will give you the 2 points and you have to find a line which is passing through the exact middle of the 2 points perpendicularly. So you will find the thing which is in the blue, and the only thing that they will give you are the 2 points. Now how do you find this? So you would need a point on this line, you would need the gradient. So you would need the gradient of perpendicular bisector, and you would need the point through which it is passing. Through which it is passing, and we can see it is passing through the midpoint AB. It is passing through the midpoint of AB, which is this point. And how will you get the gradient of the perpendicular bisector? You know the formula for the midpoint. It's an easy one. You add the x, you divide by 2. You add the y, you divide by 2. You will get the midpoint coordinate. But how would you find the gradient of the perpendicular bisector? You will get that by doing the negative reciprocal of the gradient of the 2 points that they have given you. So you find the gradient of AB. And we can see that the perpendicular bisector is perpendicular to the AB line. And so if you do the negative reciprocal of the gradient of AB, you will get the gradient of the perpendicular bisector. So you understand the situation? This is what you are going to find now. Everything is in front of you. Now you can start from anywhere that you want. You either find the gradient first or you find the midpoint first. It's up to you. But you need a point, you need the gradient. And if you get those, you can put in the formula and then you will get the equation. So here is an example. So they have given you these 2 points. And they're asking you to find the perpendicular bisector. So let's suppose I'm changing the names over here. This is F. Let's suppose this is F. They have given you 3, 2. And this is G, which is minus 5, 4. So I think the easiest part, first of all, is to get the midpoint. Midpoint of FG, which will be add x's divided by 2. So 3 minus 5 upon 2 and 2 plus 4 upon 2, which will be minus 2 upon 2 is minus 1 and 6 upon 2 is 3. So now we already have the midpoint of FG, which is minus 1, 3. Visualize it. Okay, whatever the information that they have given you, what are the things that you find out, visualize it. Have that in your mind, the diagram, what is happening actually. And then you would need the gradient. And for the gradient of the perpendicular bisector, first I will find the gradient of FG, which will be y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, which will be 2 upon minus 2, minus 8, which will be minus 1 upon 4. And now for the gradient of the perpendicular bisector, it will be negative reciprocal. So negative becomes plus, and 1 upon 4 flip it, it will become 4. So now you have the gradient, now you have the point through which the perpendicular bisector is passing. So what do you do now? Y is equals to mx plus c. Y is equals to m is your 4x, 4 and your 4x plus c. And now you have the point. So y is 3, x is minus 1 plus c. So 3 minus 4 plus c. So 3 plus 4 is equals to c. And so your c is 7. So finally, your equation is y is equals to 4x plus 7. This is your answer. That's it. And they are giving you 5 marks for this. 5 marks. Think about it. Less than 5 steps. So it's a very much, what you can say, score gaining part. That's it. This half page of working, of understanding, can get you 5 marks out of the total CIE exam. So work on this part very, very carefully, do the practice properly, and you will get 5 marks, easy 5 marks. If there's any questions, ask. Ask right now. This is your time. And connect everything. Whatever that you're trying to find, you found the midpoint of fg, you found the gradient of fg. Build the steps in your mind first. I'm doing this, okay, then I will get this, and then I will get that, and then I will get this. Not just blindly follow the steps. Okay, understand what they are asking you to find, and then understand what would you need to get the answer. And get those things separately, and then combine them everything, you will get the final answer. It's giving you 6 marks for the same thing, I think. So you can see the first, they have given you point A, point B. They're only telling you M is the midpoint. Find the M. They're asking you to get the midpoint. So simple. You would add the x 1 plus 3 upon 2. You would add the y's 5 plus 9 upon 2. So 4 upon 2 is 2, and 14 upon 2 is 7. Then find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to AB and passes through the point M. They are actually talking about the perpendicular bisector. So they're asking you to find a line which is perpendicular to AB and passes through the midpoint of AB. M is the midpoint of AB. So it is actually the perpendicular bisector. So for this, you would need the gradient of AB. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Use your brain. Y2 minus Y1, 9 minus 5 upon 3 minus 1. 4 upon 2, so 2. And then the gradient of the perpendicular would be negative reciprocal, negative 1 upon 2. And then y is equals to negative half x plus c, and it is passing through M, which is 2 comma 7. So y is 7, x is 2, minus, 2 and 2 cancel out. So 7 plus 1, which is 8. So y is equals to minus 1 upon 2x plus 8. This is your answer. So 6 marks. Easy 6 marks. If you have any questions, ask. Part A is exactly the same we did in the last class. They have given you one line, they're asking you to get the equation of the other line, which is perpendicular to the line that they have given you and passes through 1 comma 3. So you would do the negative reciprocal of the gradient. The gradient is half. Negative reciprocal, so you will get negative 2. And y is equals to negative 2x plus c. And then you would put in the x as 1, y as 3, find the c, and that is your equation. So easy. Easy, 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 easy. I think easy. Okay, you people can do the practice properly. If you have any questions, ask. I don't see any difficult questions. It's finished. Okay, this looks good. A little bit different type of question from coordinate geometry. Perpendicular bisector is done. You just people have to do the practice. In this question, they have given you that the gradient, a line has gradient 5. So the gradient is 5. M and N are 2 points on this line. M is the point and N is the point. They're asking you to find an expression of x in terms of k. So you have to make x the subject. First of all, they have given the gradient and they have given you 2 points. So you can use the gradient formula. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So gradient is 5. 5 is equals to Y2 minus Y1, which is x, upon X2, which is k. Sorry. Y1, sorry, y2 is 23, y1 is 8, and your x2 is k, x1 is 8, x. So you just would go over there and multiply. So 5
K
into
minus 3.
k minus x is equals to 15. And this 5 can go down and divide. 15 divided by 3.
K
15
minus
divided
x
by 5.
lambda.
Yeah, so your x is coming out as k
K
minus 3.
minus 3. Yes, sir.
Yes. That's it. Algebra. Nothing more.
सर मैं k माइनस थी तो नेगेटिव x की वैल्यू होगी ना.
I moved the x of minus x on the other side and 3 over here.
Okay, sir.
Minus x becomes plus x and 3 becomes minus 3. Easy, easy, easy.